I think he'd be fine, man. I think he'd be good, but people be sleeping on Jack, you know what I mean? And I think Jack is one of the best fighters in the world right now, and I think people is going to find out when that match happens. I don't know. I'm hearing rumors maybe October. I think it's going to be a fun fight, smart fight, but a lot of people counting out Jack for I don't know what reason. They just keep counting him out.
I think Della is going to get it done. I feel from talking to Tim and also seeing Della, and also I've only sparred Della once, like not really hard crazy, but and I didn't try and take him down at all, but I've seen him at your gym sparring, and his scrambles are crazy.
Yeah, he's
even
good
watching
scrambles.
him with Bilal as well, and Gilbert Burns. His scrambles are crazy, and I feel Islam would feel like he bit off more than he could chew once he gets in there with him, because when he puts some things on him, he's like, I'm not standing with this guy, I have to take him down. And then he tries, gets him down, and he gets back up, or he couldn't get him down, because he's a big dude. People don't realize how big Della is as well. He's solid. So I really
Dense, man, just dense.
MMA analysts are weighing in with their final thoughts on the highly anticipated showdown between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena. Robert Whittaker admitted he has his own bias in the matchup, but still believes Jack has the tools to cause serious problems for the champion. He highlighted Jack's size, underrated grappling, and unorthodox striking as key factors. According to Whittaker, taking Jack down won't be easy, and his sharp boxing, punishing body shots, and ability to land clean from unusual angles could give Islam real trouble.
Why does he beat Islam in your opinion?
I'm biased as heck.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can see the fight playing out very much like it did with Volk, okay? But Jack's bigger. Jack's he's a little bigger. He's got a different frame. He's a hard dude to try and hold down. And I think his jiu-jitsu is very underrated. He has good jiu-jitsu, which means it won't be free. The takedowns won't be free. Being on top of him won't be free. Not to mention, Jack has really good hands, and if he can keep it into that mid-range, into that distance that he likes, make it awkward. He's very good at not only punching straight lines, but punching up. So his hooks, his uppercuts, he mixes it really well. He works the body, which makes it harder to shoot on. I think there's enough angles there.
Khabib Nurmagomedov weighed in on the matchup, calling Jack Della Maddalena possibly the toughest test Islam Makhachev could ever face. He pointed out that Jack holds a clear size advantage compared to earlier opponents like Oliveira, while also matching Islam in overall skill and bringing reliable grappling to the table. Khabib admitted that if he had to prepare Islam for either Oliveira or Maddalena, Jack would be the greater challenge.
Считаю, что Мадалена самый сложный соперник в Ислама карьере. Это мое мнение. Ни Чарльз, никто. Ни один из этих бойцов...
И даже не Илья, если бы это бой был бы.
Ну, мое личное мнение, во-первых, Мадалена 2 раза больше, чем Илья.
Сопоставим.
Илья. Он 2 раза больше. Он выше, больше, ноги помощнее, корпус, бокс не хуже. И грэпплинг он возится очень хорошо, если вы смотрели. Но для меня, если я например, буду готовить Ислама против Илья или Маддалены, для меня больше будет волновать и волнует.
Max Holloway highlighted that many fans are overlooking just how dangerous Jack Della Maddalena really is. Despite Jack already being recognized among the best in the world and holding the number 2 pound-for-pound ranking, Max reminded everyone that the potential October showdown would be anything but easy. He predicted a tough, tactical, and highly entertaining fight, stressing that Jack is not an opponent anyone should underestimate.
I think he'd be fine, man. I think he'd be good, but people be sleeping on Jack, you know what I mean? And I think Jack is one of the best fighters in the world right now, and I think people is going to find out when that match happens. I don't know. I'm hearing rumors maybe October. I think it's going to be a fun fight, smart fight, but a lot of people counting out Jack for I don't know what reason. They just keep counting him out. Kind of reminds me of when I was like coming up and counting me out about certain fights. So, I mean, he is, he's the number 2 pound for pound in the world right now, but he's the number 2 pound for pound in the world for a reason, so you got to respect that. But, don't sleep on Jack. I think it's going to be a tough fight.
Gilbert Burns voiced his support for Islam Makhachev's move up to welterweight, noting that cutting to 155 pounds had become too draining for him. Burns praised Islam as one of the most skilled fighters in the game today, but admitted that Jack Della Maddalena poses serious challenges. He pointed to Jack's elite training partners, like Craig Jones and Alexander Volkanovski, as key assets that could make this matchup far more competitive than many anticipate.
Islam is working very hard. He's being saying vocal that he wants to go up to 170. I think he's a big boy. He killed himself to make 55. I think that's the right division for Islam. He just tweeted something after the fight that he will not vacate the title, and then he vacated the title. I don't know, but probably that was in the negotiation. Yeah, I like him moving up. I proving himself. He's number one pound for pound right now. It's a good fight. Jack and Islam closer than people think, especially with Jack Della Maddalena doing a lot of training with Volk, with Craig Jones, those guys that kind of back the Islam on that first Volk fight. I think they're going to have a lot of info, a lot of study, a lot of answers. It's closer than people think, this fight. I really like this fight. I don't have time right now. I didn't have time to dig deep a little too much in that fight, but I think it's way closer than people think, and JDM has a clear.
Javier Mendez, head coach of Islam Makhachev, made it clear that their camp isn't taking Jack Della Maddalena lightly. He explained that anyone calling Jack an easy fight simply doesn't understand the level he's competing at. Mendez praised Jack's grit and toughness, particularly on display in his bout with Belal Muhammad, and revealed that both he and Khabib Nurmagomedov fully recognize the danger Jack brings to the cage.
Coaches think Jack is easier. We're stupid.
Yep.
We are very stupid. Then we didn't watch the Belal fight, because Belal can take a hell of a shot. He can take a hell of a shot, and he took him. And he gave him two. Belal gave him two. So it was a war. That fight was a war. And you know what? For us to think it's an easy fight for us, you know, what kind of idiot coaches are we? Habib's not an idiot, and neither am I. And neither is Magomed, neither is Saif Safullah, and Muhammad, the other.
Mendez went on to explain that Jack's danger isn't just tied to his size, but also to the diversity of his striking. He highlighted how Jack seamlessly blends heavy punches with kicks to the head, body, and legs. While he acknowledged Ilia Topuria as the sharpest boxer in the game, he warned that Jack's complete striking arsenal poses an entirely different challenge. According to Mendez, Islam will need to be at his absolute best, or risk being caught off guard.
You know what we're dealing with? We're dealing with a much bigger guy, and just as dangerous, if not more dangerous, in different variations. Not boxing, because I think Topuria's got the best boxing in the business. I still believe that. But Jack is well versed in the kicking and the arsenal, how he mixes it up. He's really good at head and body, leg, everything. He's really, really good at that. So we have our hands cut out for us. It's not an easy fight at all. If Islam, by some miracle of a chance, makes that fight to be like slam dunk, it's because we were properly prepared, or Jack wasn't as prepared, or Jack was injured, or Jack just got caught. But it's gonna be one of those fights. It's not easy. No way in hell is that fight gonna be easy.
Daniel Cormier also weighed in with a word of caution for Islam, urging him to sharpen his wrestling before stepping into the cage with Jack. He pointed out that Islam struggled to keep Dustin Poirier under control and emphasized how Jack's recent improvements in takedown defense have been impressive. According to Cormier, Islam must refine his entries and tighten his positioning if he wants to stay clear of danger in this matchup.
Islam Jack is going to be a great fight, especially seeing Jack defend takedowns in the way that he did. And Islam, he struggled a little to take down Dustin Poirier. He didn't take him down as easily as he had taken down other guys. So I think that for Makhachev, he needs to really lock in on getting that wrestling ready to fight a guy in Jack Della Maddalena, who showed great takedown defense. And man, this dude's got some good boxing, especially when you're in tight with him. His hands are good. And
Muhammad Mokaev also chimed in on the possibility of a future showdown between Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria. He explained that while the matchup is inevitable, the timing is crucial. In his view, the fight would carry far more hype if Islam manages to secure the welterweight title while Topuria continues his run as lightweight champion. According to Mokaev, rushing the bout too early would waste the opportunity for a massive build-up that could make it one of the biggest events in UFC history.
For example, Islam fights Ilia and he beats him. Example, people say he beat another 145er. But Islam wins the title now at welterweight. And then Ilia beats Oliveira. That's even bigger fights to create, right? So I don't think Islam needs to slow down his career. He go take, even they strip his belt off. In my opinion, he will be double champion, because that's how it started. If Conor could why Islam can't, you know? And I think it create bigger name for them if this way better rather than Islam fight Topuria and the hype slows down. You know what I mean? I rather see Islam becomes the champion, Ilya Topuria becomes the champion, and they can fight at catchweight for the.
Ian Gary admitted that picking a winner in this matchup isn't easy. He praised Islam's all-around skill set, but emphasized that moving up in weight always adds extra uncertainty. Gary noted that Jack is naturally bigger than fighters like Volkanovski and still brings excellent takedown defense along with dangerous striking. In his view, that combination could pose real problems for Islam, even if the champion enters as the favorite.
Who do you think wins, Jack or Islam?
It's such a tough one to talk about. Islam is phenomenal. He's good everywhere. Size matters. When you're talking about an extra 15 pounds, when you look at the size of Volkanovski versus Jack Della Maddalena, there's a big size discrepancy. And Volk gave him a good fight. And then Dustin Poirier, it wasn't absolutely completely dominant by Islam. It was a tough fight. Size is going to play a huge part. Even on the ground, I feel like Jack could get it done with just some clean boxing and good takedown defense. But I can absolutely see Islam coming in and doing what Islam does and going out there and just looks like the phenomenal mixed martial art.
Israel Adesanya voiced strong confidence in Jack Della Maddalena's chances against Islam Makhachev. He pointed to Jack's physical build, raw power, and relentless movement during scrambles as key advantages. Adesanya explained that Jack's forward pressure, striking exchanges, and overall presence inside the cage could wear Islam down, especially if Islam struggles to secure his takedowns consistently.
I think Della is going to get it done. I feel from talking to Tim and also seeing Della, and also I've only sparred Della once, like not really hard crazy, but and I didn't try and take him down at all, but I've seen him at your gym sparring, and his scrambles are crazy.
Yeah, he's
even watching him with Bilal as well, and Gilbert Burns. His scrambles are crazy, and I feel Islam would feel like he bit off more than he could chew once he gets in there with him, because when he puts some things on him, he's like, oh, I'm not standing with this guy, I have to take him down. And then he tries, gets him down, and he gets back up, or he couldn't get him down, because he's a big dude. People don't realize how big Della is as well. He's solid. So I really
dense,
think,
man, just dense.
Dense, yeah. Like when I felt, like I said, we're sparring, and then it's just a weight behind it, and the way he throws it, the body banging, man.
Alexander Volkanovski noted that Jack Della Maddalena's ability to stay busy in striking exchanges, even when opponents threaten with wrestling, sets him apart. He added that Jack's growing confidence from successfully dealing with high-level grapplers makes him a serious threat to Islam Makhachev's style.
What I love about Jack Della and what he did with Bilal is he will, you get people that are worried about the takedown, so like, and then they don't fight their fight on the feet. I'm gonna fight my fight and worry about the takedown when it's there.
Exactly.
And that's perfect. You need to be like that. For me, like with Islam, was like, I'm going to do my thing. Yeah, I'll be worried about it, but at the same time, find the shots to go in, boom, boom, boom. But I'll worry about the takedown when they're
Later
there. But
on,
I'll still
once you
commit
realize you could handle it, then you were just like, I can handle it.
And the confidence Jack Della is going to have now from getting through that, even though he's going to be confident. And then there's another one when you're successful with guys that are very dominant there. When you have the success there, then all of a sudden you're like, okay, now you end up even that much better at takedown. And then he's going to do a lot. We're actually going to get a bit of training in and that as well. Like obviously he's going to do.
Over there.
Hey,
you going over there?
You'll probably come over here, or maybe we'll get we'll see. I might even go over there, whatever they want. I'm happy to do it.
Sean O'Malley described the matchup between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena as a true high-level clash, but admitted that a future showdown with Ilya Topuria would attract even more attention. He praised Islam's dominant win over Belal Muhammad for raising the hype around the Jack fight. O'Malley added that if Jack can stuff the takedowns and land clean shots, the momentum could shift in his favor very quickly.
Islam relinquish his belt and go up to 170. JDM taking on Islam Makhachev.
I still think Islam's skill for skill is just so high level. For him to go out there and do what he did against Bilal was very impressive. Made that Islam fight more interesting. If JDM can shut him down and throw those hands, but Islam's boxing is underrated. That dude is slick. His kickboxing, his timing, like he's a high level black belt in every aspect of MMA.
Big belt. Who give him that?
Jack versus Islam, I think, is huge. Not as big as Ilya versus Islam, but who knows? Maybe they both win and Islam comes back down to 55 and the fight's even bigger.
Charles Oliveira acknowledged Jack Della Maddalena as a serious threat, praising his composed and methodical approach. He highlighted how Jack systematically broke down Belal Muhammad, taking his time and applying steady pressure. Still, Oliveira believes Islam will fall back on his wrestling, stressing that the outcome largely depends on Jack's ability to stay on his feet and land meaningful shots over the course of the fight.
O que você acha que ganha entre o Jack Della Maddalena e o Islam?
Maddalena, ele é um jogo muito complicado, porque ele é um cara que ele não vem pra te nocautear rápido, ele vem pra te finalizar, ele vem te magoando, né?
Aos poucos, né?
Aos poucos. Foi o que ele fez agora na luta contra o Bilal. Só que eu acho que o Islam vai se dar muito bem nessa categoria, né, mano? Agora vai estar muito mais forte, é um jogo que, tipo, ele gosta de agarrar e botar pra baixo. Eu acho que o Jack Maddalena fazia a mesma luta que ele fez, né? Agora contra o Bilal, batendo, movimentando, saindo, machucando, é uma luta, mas se deixar o Islam agarrar e botar pra
Philip Rowe expressed full confidence in Jack Della Maddalena, saying he believes Jack can defeat Islam Makhachev. He argued that Islam lacks the frame to handle naturally bigger fighters at welterweight, while Jack's punching power and quick recovery from takedowns would prove overwhelming. Rowe even predicted that Jack would finish the fight before it ever reached the scorecards.
Philip Rowe, what's cracking, man? Chillin'. Hey, now listen, you're welterweight. You've been in the game a long time. Islam moving up to 170. Is he big enough for 170?
My personal opinion, I don't think he is, but he's a champ. We'll see when he's there. You know what I'm saying? He has a fight. He's fighting the champ. That's the best 170 in the world right now, right? So we'll see.
So you don't think he has the size, but how do you think he does in the fight versus JDM?
I personally think JDM beats him. I think JDM will be able to get up if he does take him down. I don't think he'll be able to take JDM shots. I think personally he'll stop.
Jack Hermansson weighed in on the uncertainty that comes with moving up a division. He acknowledged that Islam Makhachev has been nearly untouchable at lightweight and may be the best pound-for-pound fighter today. Still, Hermansson admitted he doubts Islam will dominate as easily at welterweight, though he leans slightly in Islam's favor. He also praised Jack Della Maddalena's performance against Belal Muhammad, but noted that he wants to see more tests before fully judging Jack's place among the elite.
It's so hard because you never know when people are changing weight classes. But in lightweight, you know, Islam looks like unbeatable. It's just like maybe the pound for pound best. It's just so insanely good. But can he do it in a weight class above? I'm not sure. Really hard to predict a fight like that. I think I still have to say Islam.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. We need to see a few more fights with Jack. He looked amazing against Bilal, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's something about Islam is just.
Chael Sonnen questioned whether Islam Makhachev would stay at welterweight for another title run if he loses to Jack Della Maddalena, or if he would instead drop back down to lightweight. Sonnen pointed to fighters like Ilia Topuria and Islam himself as examples of competitors whose ultimate motivation is capturing and holding championship gold. He emphasized that in MMA, chasing the belt remains the driving force above everything else.
If he loses to Jack, does he get right back in the mix at 170? Does it works his way back to that title shot? Is that what he does, or does he cut his weight back down to 155 pounds? Whether it was Ilia, what he's going through now, what it is Islam in the announcement that we just got, what I'm attempting to prove to you is there is nothing in this sport that matters more to the fight.
Craig Jones predicted that Islam Makhachev is about to face one of his toughest challenges yet. He pointed to Islam's first fight with Alexander Volkanovski as proof that even the champion can show vulnerabilities when dealing with world-class scrambling. Jones explained that Jack Della Maddalena adds an extra layer of danger, thanks to his unconventional grappling style and rare ability to break grips effectively, making him a highly unpredictable matchup.
I think it's a super difficult fight for Islam, this one. He's like, obviously he's faced Volk twice. We'll forget about the second one, but the first one, very competitive with the grappling. And now we're talking about he's facing a guy that's some of the best scrambling ability, I think, period, in all of MMA, and some of the most unorthodox grappling. And I think that's what Belal struggled with. Belal really just sticks to in terms of creativity in what Belal does, I think it's pretty strict. Jack, as you saw in that fight, some of his off balances and grip breaks and some of the things he does, it's really hard to prepare for that. So I think like Islam, the size difference is going to be quite a lot bigger than people think. And we've seen how Volk did on the ground and how much Islam struggled with him in the grappling exchanges. And having seen Jack and Volks work together, seeing the skill sets, like this is a perfect one. The UFC want guys that stand and bang. I'm trying to still help him out, even though
I've seen Islam, bro. He's a big guy. He's sucking out a lot of weight to get to 55. I think he might start doing better at 70. Problem is though, Jack is special. We're gonna see just how special he is if he beats Islam. Jack, #1 pound for wow. That's